Television. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. This program of news comes on your way from Mondays to Sundays from the hour of 7 up to the hour of 8, where we give you a lot, starting from the local content and we look at international content. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. As usual, before we look at the details of the news, let's first take a look at the headlines.
In the headlines tonight, civil society organizations and local leaders asked to incorporate for better service delivery and climate justice. Long-distance drivers signs memorandum of understanding with the government of South Sudan. Last, the Ugandan banking sector faces losses, scandals and resignations. More on this in NILEcast.
Welcome back from the headlines, now into the details of the news. Civil society organizations under the umbrella of Western Nile Regional Civil Society Organization and local leaders are asked to incorporate for better service delivery and influence positive climate justice in various communities. Take a look at the story.
Civil society organizations under the umbrella of Western Nile Regional Civil Society Network and local leaders are asked to incorporate for better service delivery and influence positive climate justice in various communities. This call was passed during 2 days training for civil society organizations across the entire Western Nile region, organized by Western Nile Development Association in partnership with Advocate Coalition for Development and Environment from 2nd of December to 3rd of December 2024 in Arua City. Paul Twabaze, Executive Director for ACCORD, who doubles as a research fellow, appreciates the participants for the time they have offered for the training and laments by saying in their activities they have prioritized the Western Nile region and Karamoja region.
Your time, the effort that you have invested in this training, the level of concentration, the brilliance, the punctuality, the interaction, name it. I must say that I personally was encouraged and motivated to continue working with you, both as an individual and as an organization. We have decided to increase concentration of our work in the areas of Karamoja and West Nile as priority regions. The reason we said we cannot, therefore, keep driving from Kampala every day with a coaster of people to come and go even up to the village to hold a community meeting is because we want to work through the existing structures.
Whereas Akuma Moses Odims, Executive Director for WENDA, says they will continue to work with the CSOs in engaging local government authorities and local community members.
I hope that from this engagement that we have started will continue supporting your capacity, and of course we'll be working with you moving forward. Every time WENDA will be having activities, particularly in the local government, of course in our relationship with ACCORD, not only that, but even in our relationship with other partners, we now know who to work with and who to coordinate with, because you present an opportunity of institutions that understand the local content and the local context very well.
Akena Moses, Research Officer with ACCORD, says climate justice normally happens as a result of human actions, therefore urges local government leaders to pass laws in order to curb some of the issues.
You see, climate change is largely as a result of human action. And so the Local Governments Act empowers these local government councils to make bylaws and ordinances to regulate some of these human actions. For instance, if there are so much cutting down of trees and human activities around these wetlands. What is the district council doing about, what is the district council doing to curb those? We know that there are some leaders who are culpable in this. They are part of those engaged in unsustainable activities that threatens our environment. So through this, we are also flashing the light on those, on such kind of leaders, to ensure that the leaders act responsibly, but also they are empowered to be able to deal with the other human activities that threaten environment.
Meanwhile, Zaru Brenda Consulate, project officer for SEFTRA, says they have learned a lot in the 2 days, therefore will now be able to disseminate the information to local community members.
We learned so much on environment and climate justice. Basically, what I've learned so much is the advocacy part, where we're going to have all the inclusive part of environment and climate justice in all whatever we're going to do. We're going to go back to grassroots, to our communities at the village levels and parish levels, where we're going to have these meetings and find their problems and solutions, where we're going to also involve the councillors at the sub-county levels, or councillors at the city levels, such that where the problems arise, we write to them and see how they can be helped.
West Nile Development Association works in partnership with Advocate Coalition for Development and Environment in addressing the issues of service delivery monitoring and climate justice in the region with funding from Royal Danish Embassy. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast.
Moving forward with the stories, long-distance drivers in Uganda, through the government of Uganda, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of South Sudan to have a consensual agreement on the verbal written quoted to end barriers following a demonstration carried by long-distance drivers at a Legu border point in Amuru district. Take a look at the story from Okumu Dominic.
Long-distance drivers in Uganda, through Government of Uganda, has signed Memorandum of Understanding with the Government of South Sudan to have a consensual agreement on the verbal written quoted to end barriers following a demonstration carried by long-distance drivers at Legu border point in Amuru district. According to Isaac Katabazi, Vice Chairman, Truck Drivers Uganda, has appealed to the resident district commissioner of Amur to quicken the memorandum to ensure that businesses are in steady progress.
First, I think we have to appreciate the government of Uganda through the RDC Amur for humbling us, for making us getting what we have now. What we have now, the calmness. I know it's very hard to have almost 1,000 people to agree, but through the advice and the courage of the RDC, who we are still maintaining the peace, we are still appealing to the RDC, who's the chairman of negotiating with South Sudan counterparts there, to try and quicken.
Roman Weimar, chairperson Kenya Long Distance Truck Drivers Union, urged the drivers to be united to ensure that they overcome the challenges they encounter on Uganda-South Sudan route.
It's very good when workers are in solidarity, because they will win. Whatever they want, they will win, because they are in solidarity, and being solidarity also proves that they will be able to fight for any ills committed to them.
Tumwesi J. Simon, Manager Enforcement and Border Control Uganda Revenue Authority, Northern Region, applauded the two parties for amicably agreeing to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. He believes that business will grow when peace is built through the Memorandum of Understanding.
In the region, we've been having a peaceful strike where the drivers had some grievances, which they tabled to the authorities of South Sudan, And the government of South Sudan was keen enough to listen and address those issues. Mostly it was about security and some extortion of some money on the checkpoints. And the government of South Sudan, through the officers that sent to Uganda here yesterday and today, agreed to resolve those issues.
Geoffrey Osbong-Ocheng, the resident district commissioner, Amur District, confirmed and appended the Memorandum of Understanding amended by Major Dr. Paul Nyang, head of Joint Committee South Sudan, as part of resolution to drivers concerned to cancellation of rules in South Sudan. He, however, affirmed that as office, he will ensure that the Memorandum of Understanding is implemented.
They have resolved to remove all the unnecessary roadblocks along Juba-Nimule Highway immediately, and suspensions of $70 paid by drivers until the matter is raised to higher authority, cancellations of all illegal immigration charges, cancellations of whatever amount being collected by empty manifests from empty crates, cancellations of all illegal fees being charged by CIDs, cancellations of 90,000 SSPs, stamp duties being charged at exit gate, cancellations of all illegal charges by fire department, cancellations of all illegal charges at Jebel checkpoint, cancellations of 20,000 SSP being charged at Nesitu, extortion, harassment, robbery, beating up drivers, and any other kinds of trade barriers against smooth flowing of imported, exported goods and services to and from South Sudan will immediately be stopped.
Masidraru Onjima Allen reporting for West Nile TV.
Empty manifests from empty crates, cancellations of all illegal fees being charged by CIDs, cancellations of 90,000 SSPs, stamp duties being charged at exit gate, cancellations of all illegal charges by fire department, cancellations of all illegal charges at Jebel checkpoint, cancellations of 20,000 SSP being charged at Nesitu, extortion, harassment, robbery, beating up drivers, and any other kinds of trade barriers against smooth flowing of imported, exported goods and services to and from South Sudan will immediately be stopped.
Masidraru Onjima Allen reporting for West Nile TV.
Now driving the bus to Nebi Municipality, Reverend James Oke, the Archdeacon Lango Archdeaconry in Lango Diocese, has called upon farmers to pay close attention to commercial farming in order to earn more profits. This call was made during a study tour at a Polamix farm located in Kalwang, Nebi Sub-County in Nebi District. Alfred Zawok reports details about that.
Reverend James Oke, the Archdeacon Lango Archdeaconry in Lango Diocese, has called upon farmers to pay close attention to commercial farming in order to earn more profits. The man of God was speaking this afternoon during a study tour at Pola Mixed Farm located in Kalwang, Nebi Sub-County, Nebi District. Reverend James, who led a delegation of lay leaders of Lango Diocese, advises the government to come up with preventive workable policies that concentrate on commercial agriculture rather than waiting to intervene at the level diseases have taken root in the gardens. He applauded the preparator of Pola Mixed Farm for such initiative.
From the RDC, Robert Tabak, and I've also been hearing from the presidential address. President has been advocating for this. Now we have come as a team. We have the lay leaders, we have the leaders of the church from a patch, Archdeaconry. As we plan to live, I personally am convinced to plan this, and we shall have a link and even more sensitization on this plantation. We thank you. West Nile TV, continue to do the work. We thank you for the work. God bless you.
Reverend Newton Mungurek, the vicar St. Stephen Cathedral, Goli, added that the plight of farmers in commercial agriculture in West Nile is hampered by dry spell, crop diseases, among others. He urged the lay leaders to embrace commercial farming as the only way to elevate them from poverty.
I want to really thank so much the proprietor of this farm, and I want to thank the leader, the one who guided us. I think we have learned a lot. Yeah. Personally, I have benefited a lot from this. I come from Zeu, the land of coffee. But the types of coffee I'm seeing here, they are not even in Zeu. The way you people are maintaining your coffee is quite very unique. I have observed everything from here. How I wish, if I go home, I wish to also try to improve on our coffee. Otherwise, we are so grateful for you, the Apache guys. Come again. We are here ready. You are most welcome. If you come again, we'll come and check on other areas.
However, Sabeti Kermondo, who represented the general manager Pola Mixed Farm, applauded the lay leaders from Lango Diocese for taking their time to go and visit the farm.
Coffee with other crops. Yeah, you can see banana. You have winter crop with banana. You also have macadamia tree. Macadamia, some of you might be knowing macadamia. The tree is there. There is one here. Yeah. Why we planted that one so that it gives us shade on the coffee. Yeah, because coffee also needs shade. You can see the one which are under shade. They are literally doing okay than those ones. That's why we planted the banana to bring also shade. We also planted the macadamia to bring also shade. But now, good thing apart from macadamia, also it is also medicinal. It cures those non-communicable diseases, the diabetes.
In August, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni equally visited Pola Mixed Farm and recommended the operator for practicing 4-acre model farming to fight poverty. Agriculture is a backbone of this country. Where I am standing is Pola Mixed Farm, located in Kalwang, Nebi Sub-County, Nebi District. Today we are blessed. We have received delegation of clergies from Lango Diocese, under the leadership of Robert Tabak, the RDC Nebi District. They came to visit this farm, as also the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, visited this farm on the 3rd of August 2024. Since then, it has become a model farm to many Ugandans. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Away from Nebi Municipality, now jetting to Koboko Municipality, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President for the Republic of Uganda, joined the Muslim community in Koboko for a fundraising to raise money to finish Abele Mosque. The money was donated through Hajjaj Medina Waham, the Director for Finance and Administration at the NRM Party Secretary. Faris Majid compiles the story.
The Muslim community in Koboko municipality is steadily witnessing a sharp increase in population, justified by inadequate space in worship centers, calling for intervention by all stakeholders. As a result of increase in the population of the Muslims in the area, the community launched the project to construct Abele Mosque, which accommodates over 2,000 Muslims with an estimated cost of 900 million Ugandan shillings, with the current works already costing 120 million Ugandan shillings. To realize the remaining funds, a fundraising drive was organized on 30th of November 2024, attracting the Muslim community, the leaders, well-wishers among others, where His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, supported the efforts by donating 50 million Ugandan shillings. Hajjaj Medina Naham Ojale, the Director of Finance and Administration at National Resistance Movement Party, who is also a daughter of the soil, delivered the donations on behalf of the President.
I am overwhelmed with happiness with the good leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Today, the West Nile Islamic Development Forum held a fundraising, and the fundraising is to construct a mosque, and they have a long-term plan of building a health facility and offices for the Islamic Development Forum. The President was invited for this event. Unfortunately, because today he's in Arusha for another leaders meeting, he couldn't make it. However, he sent 50 million shillings through me.
Additionally, Hajat Madina rallied the people of Koboko on unity.
Today, I've been telling some of the people here that you are fighting in Koboko. But have you seen the number of people who have come from all districts of this country to come and support you? If you were fighting them, would they come? I think this is a big message to the Muslims of Koboko that they must unite. There is no any other way. And not only the Muslims. I have also seen Christians here. They have come to support this cause. I have seen Christians also having similar activities, and they are supported by Muslims. So I want to encourage all our people to work together to ensure that, because through unity we shall all prosper.
Yasin Amule, the chairperson organizing committee of Abale Mosque fundraising drive, lauded the president for extending a hand towards the cause.
We are very, very grateful. More importantly, want to thank very much His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for understanding that there's no difference in religion, this and that. One time he came here, he also donated 550 million Uganda shillings. And today also the same, to the same Ummah of Koboko. We are very, very grateful really for that honor, and we pray that Allah also gives him more years to see that really Islam and other religions also move forward and develop.
The donation comes through West Nile Islamic Development Forum, which brings together different Muslim communities in West Nile and parts of Acholi and Lango sub-regions with focus on development and sustainability of the Muslim projects. Farish Majid, reporting for West Nile TV, Nilecast.
As we see now, we think the resources that have been realized, we are able at least to roof this mosque. Inshallah, we are looking forward, and we shall give you most of feedback to what extent we have done that work.
Amule observes that the funds that have been realized will go towards roofing of the mosque.
Now jet into a national story. Uganda's banking sector is reeling from a series of alarm developments that have raised questions about oversight, accountability, and integrity within the financial system. Look at the details of the story.
From the Bank of Uganda's staggering loss of 62 billion Ugandan shillings to the discovery of counterfeit money at Post Bank and a wave of resignations among top officials at commercial banks, the industry appears to be navigating one of its toughest periods in recent history. Economists and analysts are pointing to internal personnel failures and poor governance as the primary causes of this financial turmoil. At the center of this unfolding crisis is the Bank of Uganda, the country's central financial institution, which recently reported an unprecedented loss of 62 billion Ugandan shillings. The magnitude of this deficit has left industry stakeholders and citizens questioning the bank's fiscal policies and management practices. The Bank of Uganda is mandated to maintain financial stability, and these losses suggest cracks in its operational framework. Senior economist and Amlata District Woman Member of Parliament, Dr. Pierre Tim Agnes, is calling for an independent audit and immediate reforms to restore trust in the institution. The shockwaves intensified with revelations that Post Bank, a government-owned institution, was found to have counterfeit money worth 500 million Ugandan shillings in one of its branches. The incident has not only tarnished the bank's reputation, but also raised serious concerns about internal controls and the effectiveness of anti-counterfeiting measures. These developments have exposed systematic vulnerabilities within Uganda's banking sector. Analysts warn that unless a swift and decisive action is taken, the repercussions could extend beyond the financial industry, impacting economic growth and investor sentiment. The unfolding crisis in Uganda's banking sector is a stark reminder of the importance of robust financial governance. The Bank of Uganda, Post Bank, and other institutions must act swiftly to address the current challenges and reassure stakeholders of their commitment to restoring stability. Masidaru, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Now getting into the world of sports, I can confirm to you tonight, English Premier League is bouncing back, and also we have got Coppa Italia bouncing back, not forgetting about Coppa del Rey. What about the Cup, League Cup we have in German Bundesliga? In German, rather, it's called German DFB Pokal in simple manner. You can call it that's German Cup. But I need to start by giving you the games that are set to be played tonight in English Premier League. The biggest game seems to be that one between the Foxes and Hammers. I am actually talking about the game between Leicester City and the team of West Ham. The head coach of West Ham, that's Julian Lopetegui, seems to be on pressure because things are not working out for the coach himself. Meanwhile, for Leicester City, it's going to be the first game for the head coach of Leicester City. I am talking about Rudy Van Nistelrooy, the former striker for Manchester United and Los Blancos. It's going to be his first game in charge of that Leicester City. Leicester City is staying at King Power Stadium as they welcome West Ham. Apart from that encounter, there is also another game between Ipswich Town and the team of Crystal Palace. Then games are set to bounce back tomorrow, but the biggest encounter come tomorrow will be the game between Manchester United and the team of Arsenal, where Manchester United is traveling away to London to face Arsenal at Emirates Stadium. Apart from that game, Manchester City will have to wake up from the back-to-back defeats they have been having in the league as they welcome stubborn Nottingham Forest. Meanwhile, Liverpool will be looking for a way of how they can be able to continue with their final run of the season as they travel away to Newcastle. By the way, ever since the kickstart of the new season of English Premier League, Liverpool, they have only suffered one defeat, and that defeat came into the hands of that Nottingham Forest at Anfield. Meanwhile, for Chelsea, they will have to test the resilience of that Southampton as they travel away to St. Mary's Park. And for Aston Villa, of late, things are not also working well for that Aston Villa, but this time they will be staying at Villa Park as they welcome Brentford. Then on Thursday, Fulham will be entertaining us on form Brighton and Hove Albion, and lastly, unpredictable Tottenham Hotspur will be taking a trip away to tricky Bournemouth. What about in German DFB Pokal today, or as in German Cup? The biggest game is actually between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, and this game will be at Allianz Arena in Bayer Derby there. Meanwhile, for Amina Bielefeld, they are set to have a date with Freiburg, and the last game tonight not in German Bundesliga, in German DFB Pokal is actually the date between Darmstadt as they are taking a trip away to Werder Bremen. What about in Spanish Primera Division? Real Mallorca is entertaining das Barcelona. This one is Spanish Primera Division, not Copa del Rey, but now taking a look at the fixtures to be played in Spanish Cup called the Copa del Rey. Real Avila is having a date with that's Real Valladolid. Meanwhile, for Elche, don't confuse, the team that Barcelona is playing tonight in La Liga is Real Mallorca. Meanwhile, for Real Valladolid, they are taking a trip away to das Real Avila. We are having so many rails in Spain. Meanwhile, for the team of Yeclano, they are set to have a date with Elche. Meanwhile, Espanyol is traveling away to Barbastro, and for the team of Real Zaragoza, they are set to entertain das Granada. For Celta Vigo, they are jetting away to das Salamanca, and the last game come tonight in Europa, not Europa rather, in Copa del Rey is actually a game between Europa and that's Las Palmas. What about in Coppa Italia? We're also having games to be played with Bologna having a date with that's Monza. Meanwhile, for Sassuolo, they will be taking a quick fixture away to San Siro as they take on Arsenal. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Nilecast News. It has been me, Benson Pastore, in front of the lens. What I can say is we'll be bouncing back, as I'll be bouncing back again tomorrow at the same time to give you what continues to happen in the world of